Sandy, Sandy, did you get my message? Okay.
I did not. I did not.
Okay. Can you run me through Melva?
Okay. Well, I'm running your PowerPoint, so you should be good to go. Technical difficulty.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. You know, God must not have wanted, or Satan must not have wanted this to happen. So, but we are creative, and so I'm running off of my friend's computer, and we're going to talk about family night. You know, most of our churches have some sort of event to connect with the families of the children who attend, and so this is what we want to talk about is those types of events, why we do that, what is our purpose in having these events. One of the things we do is to share what kids have learned. Through that, we share their learning experiences through their Bible study rooms, all the different activities, through songs, through Bible verses and crafts. We use slideshows to help families see what an awesome week we've had or time. And so we share what the kids have learned. It also gives us a way to end the week on a high note. Inviting them to a celebration to experience a taste of what their children have been experiencing. It is so exciting for these kids to get to see, or for their parents to participate and sing the songs and maybe even do some of the motions to them, and just to share that experience. And so we want to do that with them. And one of the reasons we do it is to get the families in the door. Many unchurched families have a fear of even entering a church, and they're more likely to come when their children are doing something, when it's fun, it's engaging, and so we want to get them in the door so that we can make lasting connections with them. Because when we make these lasting connections, we develop relationships with families. We earn a right to be heard when they know that we are concerned about them, when we really connect with these families. And when we do that, we can then share the gospel with them, because they'll be willing to listen to us. And that's the whole purpose of VBS, sharing the gospel so that children and adults can come into a relationship with their Creator. And that's what our purpose is. But how do we accomplish this purpose? We create activities that cultivate conversations between unchurched families and our church members. We do things that will get them acquainted with our members. We do things that put them side by side in activities, in games, in things that require talking to other families, maybe group scavenger hunts, maybe get acquainted games where they have to find so many people that do this or that. You know, those things that are a grid, and you have to find people that have lived in this state, or that's, all those kinds of different things that can get them talking. And so conversations need to be started. And if we can't create an atmosphere, then it's hard. So we want to create that atmosphere through our activities where those conversations can be started. But if we're going to start conversations, we've got to train our volunteers and our church members to be chatty. We seem to be able to share everything about us on Facebook and all these other places, but we clam up in person. We need to train our people to learn how to start a friendly, easy conversation. We don't want to push our way into anybody or be obnoxious, but we want to show them opportunities. We want to help them engage with these families that aren't part of our church. Remind them that chatting is easy over a meal. So if that's part of your celebration, or even refreshments, that's a great time because people are kind of relaxed. Or even if they're watching their children in a game or participating in a game, it's a great time to encourage them to chat, or just standing in line to get refreshments or food. Because we all do that, and it's such a convenient time for us to do that. And we need to provide talking points about the week that could be used in these conversations. Like, what did their child enjoy the most? Could you think of a conversation starter that you could put in the chat box that would help us and everybody participating think about ways that we could start those conversations? And we'll bring those up at the end. But also in training our volunteers, we need to be gathering essential information that can be used to connect church families with new families that live near each other, have kids at the same school, and maybe similar interests. Now, since we've been in Vermont, living near each other is everybody, because we are in a very, very small community, and of course we all go to the same school. But that's not the case for most of you. You're in places that people that come to your church or even come to Vacation Bible School don't live in the same area. So we need to connect those that do, so that they can do that. And use your registration process to help match those families in that. Kids at the same school, it may be something you add to your registration. If you have multiple schools in your area that your kids are in, that you could add that to your registration form so that you can know that. And similar interest, I'm not sure we can put that on a registration form, but I know that the teachers that have been in your classes for VBS have made connections with these kids all week. Before your family night, ask them to share those things with you, or even if you're going to be matched up to somebody, you can have those things shared so that you know what their interests are. And and that and as we try to match families up, then knowing those interests would be great, to connect those things. Challenge your families, your volunteers, um, or small groups to adopt one family that they will befriend during the event, not just for that, but will stay in contact with afterwards. Use those things we talked about, the essential information, to if we're going to even match them to our own families with similar interests and similar places, then let's use those things and give them a head start, as we try to have them adopt a family. Because if they have some things that they know about them that would help them even to start conversations, that's one thing that would be great for them before that event starts, that they would know those things. But if you can't do that, there's many ways you can still have these small groups, even adopt them and make contacts with them at the site or even afterwards. But make this a coordinated effort so that no families get left out. Family night can be an awesome experience, and the Lifeway admin guide has suggestions on different things you can do on page 53. It also suggests that some of the kickoff things could be used for that. There's also even a celebration invite on the CD that goes with that. And I know on the tip sheet that Sandy's going to be giving out, there's some things like maybe you want to do it on Wednesday night, or in the middle of your VBS, so that you're not trying to tear down or any of that kind of stuff. Maybe you want to present the VBS musical, or plan a carnival, tailgate party, whatever fits your theme. A family meal on that event could be good. If you don't want to try to have another time, have parents come for just part of the day. Many ways that you can do that, and then for sure share with them things that your church will be doing to keep the connection going with them.
A lot of great ideas there, Jan. A lot of great ideas. And in the chat box, we saw a lot of great things. So let me just stick with the great ideas. And then Tracy, you can go back and saddle around with the this conversation started, because we had a couple of good ideas. Somebody had mentioned they do a game show type event to get people on their feet and cheer for the volunteers playing the game. So I love that idea. And you alluded to this, Jan, about, making sure it's something for the whole family to do together. So I think that's an awesome idea. And if anybody else has other ideas, that's great. And another thing that you did say too, Jan, about getting interests of families and how you could do that on your registration form. And you could put that on your registration form just as family interests. And some people might list things like soccer or hiking or something like that. And if you think about it, actually give them some ideas, especially if you live in a community where you guys really have some big events that would be of interest, maybe put those down and then put other at the very bottom and have people fill it out. That might be a good way to connect people. So that would be good. And how about Tracy? What were some of the conversation starters to share? I thought those were kind of neat.
Actually, I was thinking that's also a good conversation starter. If you have that on your registration sheet, you can use those. Topics like, what kinds of things does your family like to do? Some of the ones that were suggested were, what is your child's favorite Bible story? Or what is your favorite story from VBS? Because sometimes a child's favorite story may not be from the current VBS. Or what is your favorite craft or favorite song or favorite character?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of great ideas. A lot of great ideas. Good, good.
So,
well, Jan, thanks for sharing. And again, just a reminder how important this family night is. If, you know, and again, a lot of creative ways. Some people do them on Thursday nights. That's an option for people because they feel like on Fridays attendance is low, so they want to get the most people there. So some churches have actually shifted to a Thursday night. Other options for family night have been actually moving it to Sunday and having Sunday as a family day. Some people have moved their family night to a family picnic and things like that. So there's a lot of creative ways, you know, to do that, as well as if you get connected to that VBS Directors Club, there's all sorts of ideas there about how to do family nights. So, so that's awesome. So very good. Thanks again, Jan, for the reminder about how important it is to do